Have you ever, paused to think about what's really bubbling beneath the surface of the global beauty industry? Today, we're taking a deep dive into something that, well, it might genuinely surprise you. A market that's seeing some truly incredible growth and really reshaping our routines. We're talking about the flourishing world of skincare serums and our insights for this deep dive. They come straight from Cognitive Market Research's big report, The Global Skincare Serums Market Outlook, Growth and Trends.
Yeah, and what's fascinating here is just how dynamic this sector has become. I mean, it's actively reshaping the entire global beauty and personal care landscape. Our mission today really is to unpack the sheer scale of its expansion. We want to reveal where exactly this momentum is building and maybe most importantly, understand why it's all happening.
Right. So you might be wondering what exactly is driving such a huge transformation in how we approach skincare.
That's the big question, isn't it? And the cognitive market research data points to some pretty clear forces at play, which we'll definitely get into. But first, let's just look at the sheer scale. I mean, the global skincare serums market hit a valuation of roughly $3.7 billion back in 2021.
3.7 billion. Okay. And these aren't just static numbers, are they? The projections, I gather, tell an even more compelling story.
Oh, absolutely. This market is really set to climb significantly. It's projected to reach nearly $5 billion by 2025. And then a staggering $8.6 billion by 2033. So that's growing at a steady compound annual growth rate, CAGR of about 7.3% over that whole period. This isn't just like simple expansion. It feels more like a fundamental shift.
Wow, that's a serious glow up for the industry. So, okay, what's the key takeaway here then? We're looking at a truly booming segment, clearly, but what specific factors are fueling this remarkable acceleration?
Well, if we connect this to the bigger picture, the global momentum seems to be driven mainly by three factors, and they're kind of interwoven. First, there's been this unprecedented surge in consumer awareness. Thanks to platforms like TikTok, Instagram, people are just more educated than ever. They know about ingredients, targeted solutions, the benefits of a proper skincare regimen, and serums with their concentrated formulas. They fit perfectly into the search for really effective personalized care.
Ah, so it's not just about what's new, but people understanding why something works for them.
Exactly. And secondly, product innovation. It isn't just about slapping together new formulas. It's about real breakthroughs in active ingredients. We're seeing powerful advancements, things like better hyaluronic acid delivery, really potent vitamin C derivatives, multi-peptide complexes, stuff that makes serums incredibly effective at targeting specific skin concerns, whether it's anti-aging or just hydration. And then finally, as global disposable incomes rise, especially in emerging economies, consumers are just more willing to invest more in specialized, high-performing skincare routines that go beyond, the basic moisturizer. Serums are often seen as that kind of next-level investment.
That makes perfect sense. Okay, so if the overall growth paints this really compelling picture, it's when you look at the regions, the regional brushstrokes, that's where we truly see the unique colors of this global phenomenon, right? From the established players to the emerging giants, the story looks different depending on where you are.
It really does. And leading the charge, quite dominantly actually, is the Asia-Pacific region, APAC. It was valued at over $1.6 billion back in 2021, and it's projected to more than double, hitting an impressive $4 billion by 2033. That's with the AGR of almost 8%. Really strong.
4 billion. Wow. And within APAC, China really leads the pack, doesn't it? Forecasted to more than double its market from over, $500 million in 2021 to nearly $1.3 billion by 2033. And Japan also showing significant growth, set to reach over $550 million in the same period. But, okay, which country in APAC has that exceptionally high growth rate you mentioned?
Right, so you might ask which country really stands out in terms of just pure growth velocity. And India is truly the breakout star here. It shows one of the highest growth rates globally, jumping from around $190 million in 2021 to over $526 million projected by 2033. That's at a powerful CGR of over 8.8%. It's really a testament to its rapidly expanding consumer base and increasing affluence.
Over 8.8%, that's huge. And we're also seeing robust, double-digit million-dollar growths across other key APAC players, places like South Korea, Australia, Singapore, Southeast Asia generally. Plus Taiwan moving rapidly towards, $250 million? It's a true regional powerhouse, no question.
Definitely. Now, shifting westward, North America also represents a pretty substantial and growing market. It had a market value getting close to $900 million in 2021. And it's projected to more than double by 2033, heading towards nearly $2 billion.
$2 billion, and the U.S. is the big driver there.
Primarily, yes. The United States alone contributed over $700 million in 2021. And that's estimated to more than double to $1.5 billion by 2033. But
Yeah.
Canada isn't far behind proportionally, growing from over $100 million to nearly $250 million. And Mexico contributing strongly too, heading towards $150 million. It's clearly a continent-wide embrace of serums.
Okay, interesting. So what about Europe? How is this, more mature beauty market contributing to this global glow up?
Europe's market, it was valued at nearly $740 million in 2021. And it's predicted to rise to over $1.6 billion by 2033. So that's growing at a solid KER of nearly 6.8%.
Yeah.
Maybe not quite as explosive as parts of Asia, but still consistently strong growth.
Right, and the key markets there. Germany.
Germany, yes. Forecasted to more than double its market towards $330 million by 2033. France growing towards $230 million, and the United Kingdom also heading towards that $230 million mark. But even countries like Italy, Spain, and Russia show significant upward trajectories. Italy towards 157 MMs, Spain 138 MMs, Russia over $80. It indicates pretty broad adoption across the continent.
Got it. So it's not just the big three or four.
Not at all. And this widespread growth, it isn't just limited to the traditional economic powerhouses either. We see substantial and frankly quite exciting expansion across emerging markets as well. It really highlights the global reach of this whole trend.
Like where specifically?
Well, for instance, take South America. That market is projected to more than double, from over $215 million in 2021 to over $500 million, $518 million by 2033. Brazil and Argentina are leading the way there. Brazil heading towards $185 million, Argentina over $100 million. Similarly, the Middle East market is forecast to more than double too, growing from over $120 million in 21 to nearly $300 million by 2033. Saudi Arabia and the UAE are the key contributors there, Saudi moving towards $76 million, UAE towards $58 million, and Africa is also on a strong growth path, said to increase from around $90 million in 2021 to over $220 million by 2033. South Africa and Nigeria are leading that charge, South Africa aiming for nearly $100 million, Nigeria towards $33 million.
Okay, so putting all these numbers, all these regions into perspective, what's the ultimate takeaway for you, for our listener, from this deep dive?
I think the main thing is that the global skincare serums market isn't just expanding, it's really undergoing a remarkable transformation. It's driven by this increasingly engaged and, importantly, informed consumer base, plus relentless product innovation and rising economic power worldwide. This isn't merely about bigger numbers on a spreadsheet. It signifies a universal shift, I think, a shift in consumer priorities towards targeted personal care and, well, overall well-being. It's not just about looking good anymore, but feeling good too, and kind of investing in preventative and specialized care.
That's a great summary. So, as you, our listener, maybe consider your own daily routines, it's worth thinking about how this burgeoning market might continue to influence product development, beauty trends, well into the future. Will serums remain the star player? Or will something new emerge to sort of redefine our self-care rituals next? The one thing that seems crystal clear is that the future of skincare is anything but static. It keeps evolving.
Okay, quick question for you. Ever stare at your bathroom shelf, maybe at that little bottle of serum, and just wonder, is this thing really working? Or maybe you're deep into skincare already, and you're curious what's actually making this market tick. Well, either way, you're in the right place. Today we're doing a deep dive. We're getting into the world of skincare serums, what's pushing them forward, what challenges they face, and what's coming next with innovation.
Yep. And our map for this, so to speak, comes from some really insightful bits from a market report called Skincare Serums, Market Dynamics, and Future Trends. Our job, like always, is to pull out the key takeaways, the really important stuff from this material, give you that shortcut to being, genuinely clued in.
Exactly. That's the plan. So get ready. It should be a pretty fascinating chat. We'll dig into some surprising facts, some practical insights too, stuff that might relate to products you're already using or maybe thinking about. So let's kick it off. What are the big forces really propelling this skincare serum market? Why are people grabbing these products so much now?
Well, what jumps out right away from the report is this huge consumer demand, but not just general demand. It's for really targeted skincare solutions. People aren't just buying a basic moisturizer anymore. They're actively looking for help with specific things, like, acne that won't quit, or dark spots, hyperpigmentation, or the signs of aging that start showing up.
Right, specific problems need specific answers.
Exactly. And serums, they've kind of become the perfect vehicle for that. They have these high concentrations of active ingredients. Think things like retinol, which is amazing for cell turnover, fine lines.
A real workhorse, retinol.
Totally. Or niacinamide, great for your skin barrier, calming things down. And peptides basically signaling your skin to make more collagen, so that potency makes them super appealing. And importantly, dermatologists often recommend them. That directly fuels growth, especially in those premium and derm recommended categories.
Okay, that makes a lot of sense. Targeted, potent, expert-backed.
Yeah.
But what about the bigger picture? We see this shift towards people being more mindful about what they buy, what they consume. How's that feeding into the serum craze?
Oh, it's a huge factor. Absolutely. Clean, natural, vegan skincare. It's not some small niche anymore. It's properly mainstream. Consumers today are, let's say, hyper aware, not just about food, but about what they put on their skin. So serums that shout about being paraben free.
Avoiding those preservatives.
Right, and sulfate free, so no harsh foaming agents. And serums packed with natural botanicals or extracts. They're incredibly popular. And it goes deeper. Brands that really lean into sustainability, cruelty-free testing, clean labels, like truly transparent ones, they're building serious loyalty. Especially the report notes in Western markets. It seems to be less of a trend and more of a, core value now.
A real value shift. Interesting. Okay, so values are changing. But markets also run on technologies these days. We can't ignore the digital side. What role are things like online platforms playing here? Did the report touch on that?
Oh, absolutely critical. The report highlights the, basically unstoppable rise of e-commerce and social media. Think about platforms like Instagram, TikTok, even YouTube. They've become these virtual stages almost. You've got beauty influencers, dermatologists too, showing off serum benefits in real time, sometimes with those, really dramatic before and afters.
You see those everywhere.
It's kind of wild how fast a product can go from totally unknown to viral practically overnight. And then you have the direct-to-consumer brands, the D2C models. They're using digital marketing, influencer campaigns, all this stuff to reach global audiences incredibly fast. It's really shortened the path for serums, taking them from maybe a luxury counterfine straight to your bathroom shelf much, much quicker.
The speed is incredible. Okay, so things are booming, driven by targeted needs, values, and digital buzz.
Yeah.
But even fast-growing markets hit bumps, right? What are the big roadblocks? Are restraints slowing things down a bit?
Yeah, that's a really important point. Accessibility comes up. One of the main issues mentioned is, frankly, the high cost of some of these premium serums. These advanced formulas, they often involve a lot of R&D, maybe exotic ingredients, complex manufacturing. It all adds up to a pretty steep price tag sometimes.
Right.
And that naturally limits who can buy them regularly. Price-sensitive consumers, maybe people in developing regions, younger folks, those in emerging economies. It can be tough to justify that ongoing expense.
So it creates a bit of a barrier.
It does. The report hints that some brands are trying things like smaller trial sizes or subscription models, maybe to ease people into those premium benefits rather than just losing them at the first price check.
Okay, so price is one hurdle. But what about the products themselves? You mentioned high potency earlier. Is that always a good thing? Any potential downsides there?
Yeah, it's definitely a double-edged sword, as the report puts it. That
Yeah.
high potency is a major selling point, no doubt. But without the right education on how to use these things, or importantly, doing a patch test first, try a tiny bit on your arm or neck.
Yeah, testing it out first.
Exactly. Consumers, especially those with sensitive skin, could end up with irritation, redness, maybe even allergic reactions. And that's bad news. It damages trust in the brand, leads to negative reviews, increases product returns. It really underlines the need for clear guidance from brands, especially when dealing with these powerful, concentrated formulas.
Makes sense. Handle with care, basically.
Okay.
Right. And what about the rules of the game? The regulations. How does that whole environment impact brands making these sophisticated products?
That's another significant challenge, navigating the pretty tight regulatory scrutiny around ingredient claims and marketing language. It's tricky. If a serum claims to be anti-aging or offers some kind of therapeutic benefit, brands have to back that up. They need solid clinical testing, clear documentation.
Proof, basically.
Exactly. And if they don't comply, well, you're looking at potentially hefty penalties, serious damage to the brand's credibility, delays in getting new products out, and definitely higher R&D costs to meet those standards. It's a complex layer they have to manage.
Right, a lot to navigate.
Yeah.
Okay, so we've hit the drivers, the restraints. Let's shift gears. Let's look forward. What are the really exciting emerging trends shaping the next generation of skincare serums?
Okay, yeah, this is where it gets interesting. One big trend highlighted is something called skinimalism, and related to that, multifunctional serums.
Skinimalism, so simplifying things.
Precisely. Consumers seem to be moving away from those super complex, like 10 or 12-step skincare routines we heard about a while back. They want simpler regimens. So there's huge demand now for serums that do more than one thing. Maybe hydrate and provide sun protection, or offer anti-aging and antioxidant benefits, all in fewer steps.
Combining benefits. Smart.
Yeah, this skinimalist approach is really pushing innovation towards these hybrid products. More value, less time spent layering.
Definitely appeals. Okay, what about the really cutting-edge science stuff? Where's the innovation happening on that front for skin health?
Well, there's a really growing interest in microbiome-friendly skincare and probiotics in skincare.
Microbiome, like gut health, but for your skin.
Basically, yeah. People are learning more about this complex ecosystem of good bacteria living on our skin's surface
Yeah.
and how keeping it balanced is crucial for healthy skin, for maintaining that protective barrier.
Fascinating.
So as a result, you're seeing serums popping up with probiotics, prebiotics, maybe soothing botanicals designed to support that microbiome. It's resonating with people looking for more holistic, science-backed approaches. Brands emphasizing microbiome safe are definitely getting attention.
Wow, okay. That sounds incredibly advanced. So where does it go from there? What's the ultimate level of customization? Are we talking truly personalized products?
We absolutely are. The report points to a major shift towards personalized skincare, and technology is the key driver here. Think AI tools, digital skin analyzers you can use with your phone, custom formulation algorithms. Brands are starting to offer genuinely tailored serum solutions
Tailored how?
based on you. Your specific age, the climate you live in, your exact skin type, concerns, maybe even analyze genetic factors down the line. This level of personalization, it builds way deeper consumer trust, obviously. It should improve how well the product actually works for you, and it drives much stronger engagement, especially for those direct-to-consumer brands, because you feel like, okay, this was literally made for my skin.
That's pretty amazing. So we've really covered a lot of ground today, haven't we? This deep dive into the skincare serum market. From those core drivers like targeted results and the whole clean beauty movement to the hurdles like cost and regulations, and then looking ahead at these cool trends, skinimalism, microbiome focus, and this hyper-personalization wave.
Yeah, it's really clear, isn't it? You got this dynamic mix, evolving consumer tastes, the massive power of social media, actual scientific breakthroughs, and that layer of regulatory oversight. It's all swirling together and powerfully shaping where this market is headed. It'll definitely keep evolving.
Absolutely. And that brings us to our final thought, something for you to chew on. As you think about this blend, the science, the self-care aspect, and now this layer of personal data coming into play,
Yeah.
how do you think personalized skincare might actually redefine our whole relationship with beauty and maybe even well-being in the decades to come?